Hello, and here we are starting section 8, chapter 9, which is ratios, percents, and fractions. What we're going to do on this one is we're going to be converting fractions to percents and then going the other way around, converting percents to fractions. We've talked about percent some, and as you remember, or you should remember anyway, that percents are always out of 100. So no matter what we're dealing with, I mean, if you say 80%, you're looking at 80 out of 100. If we said 200%, we're looking at 200 out of 100. So it doesn't matter what it is, it's always going to be out of 100. If it's 0.8%, it's 0.8 out of 100. So anyway, first of all, we'll get started with our lesson on this, and we're going to convert percents here to fractions. So convert percents to fractions. Percents, as we said, are always out of 100. All right, so let's say we're looking at 40%. We're going to convert 40% to a fraction, and we're going to do it in simplest terms. So as you know, 40% is 40 out of 100. It's definitely not in simplest form because I can easily divide it 10 into those. So if I divide top and bottom by 10, all right, I get 4 out of 10. Well, that's close, but it's still not in simplest form. I can divide them by 2. Divide top and bottom by 2. And you end up with 4 divided by 2, you got 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5. 2/5 is your equal fraction. 40% is going to be equal to 2/5. I could have divided these here by 20 also, but I just wanted to show you the progression on that. Let's say we have 86%. Well, again, 86 out of 100. And we know that they're even, so we can divide them both by 2. Let's divide both of those by 2. Divide top and bottom by 2. So 86 divided by 2, you're looking at 43. 100 divided by 2 is 50. Well, 43 over 50, 43 does not have, and in fact it's prime, so 43 doesn't have any factors, obviously, that go into 50, so that is in simplest form. All right. Suppose we have 120%, all right, and that will be 120 out of 100. Again, I know those are, they're not in simplest form, obviously. I'm going to divide top and bottom by 10. Divide by 10, and you have 12 over 10. Well, they're both even, so I know that's not in simplest form. Divide them by 2 again. Divide by 2, divide by 2, and you have 6/5. Okay, 6/5 is your improper fraction. Getting it absolutely in simplest form, I mean, you need to convert it to a mixed number. How many times does 5 go into 6? Well, that would be 1, and then there's 1 left over, 1 and 1/5. All right, I have 3 examples on converting percents to fractions. We'll do maybe 3 more on converting fractions to percents. And there's a couple ways of converting fractions to percents. All right, converting fractions to percents. There's a couple ways of doing this. I'm just going to show you one way on it, and it's going to be a way that works every time, and I think it's going to just be the easiest way for you guys to do this. Let's say we have 4/5. 4/5 is our fraction, and we want to convert it to a percent. This also means 4 divided by 5. And if we did 4 divided by 5, you're going to end up with 0.8. 0.8. To convert that to a percent, multiply it by 100. Actually, what you're doing is moving the decimal over 2 places. So 0.8 times 100, and you end up with 80%. You multiply it by 100 because percent's always out of 100. Okay, let's say we have, I don't know, 9/20ths. 9/20ths, again, just do 9 divided by 20. 9 divided by 20, you're going to end up with, I think 0.4. Use your calculator, 9 divided by 20. 0.45 times 100, 45%. So what you do, top divided by bottom, don't do bottom divided by top, that's not the right order. Top divided by bottom times 100. Top divided by bottom times 100. We have to repeat that again. Let's do this one. 3/8. Okay, again, top divided by bottom. 3 divided by 8. 0.375 times 100, you end up with 37.5%. All right, we did 3 examples of each. That should be enough to complete the homework assignment.